Oh man. I can see myself and I'm looking quite pink. Oh, this is exciting. I'd only go to a party if they played music like this. Oh, any party that play music like this is... I'm sorry, I'm saying this stream up. The music is just... I can't get enough. I just can't get enough. Right. Oh. Okay. Yes. Of course. How we doing? Are we doing good? Are we having a good time? Oh, lost it. Absolute insanity. Why is my internet struggling sometimes? Please just... Thank you. Right. Oh. Yes. We have a class trial to do. Lucky for you, even though it's been like, what, 5 days? I'm pretty sure I still know, you know, what's going on. Let's go. Into the red doors. Oh. You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. Me? It took me like a week to get here. I bet you're afraid you'd be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. There we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. So they really are convinced I did it, but... I didn't do it. Me and Saika both know that all too well. But then, who is the killer? Wait there. Has my... Oh, I think my music settings have gone back. They always seem to revert.
Is everyone here? Okay then.
This is a technical nightmare right now. I've forgotten what's happening.
Please board
to my
the
computer.
elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom.
Oh, I hate elevators.
Where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Come on. Where is it? Aha. Nice. So it's normal actually. Maybe it's just because I haven't heard it in a while. Right. Can I talk to everyone?
What?
Whoever stuck us here even took the time to set up a goddamn courtroom, huh? Yeah. You noticed anything at Hero?
Impossible.
Damn, I really got to go with this class trial thing, huh?
You know?
If you want to confess, I guess now's the time to do it. I'm telling you, I didn't do it. Says in his thoughts.
Hey.
Sorry, Jesus Christ. Really struggling. There's no point in standing around here, settle your resolve and step into the future. Hi, Tucker.
Got it!
Relax, I haven't decided 100% you're the culprit just yet. Maybe, but you're obviously leaning that way. He's a solid 90. Oh, oh.
I'm sorry.
If I reconnect. I don't want to be disconnected from the chat and then like someone's trying to talk to me, you know? I like our interactions. In the end, I wasn't able to do any looking around or anything. Is this really how Sayaka would want us to find out who killed her?
What the heck?
I can't help but wonder what whoever killed Sayaka is feeling right now. Stupid. Probably feeling stupid. Select. Well, did you find anything that might actually prove your innocence? A lot of stuff. Bitch. Being so insistent even though you obviously killed her. Very impressive. Leon.
You know what I mean.
Well, I did my job. I'm counting on the rest of you from here on out. Sucks for you, man. Well then, the time has finally come. Are you ready? So the school basement has become the darkened stage. All here to bear witness to Mr. Naegi's final curtain call. Did I completely just ignore you, Kyoko? Let's get started. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying sorry, I'm trying to sort this stupid thing out. Sorry about that. Hopefully, whatever I've just done has helped me. I guess I have no choice but to get on this elevator.
Well then.
Let us begin.
Yes,
Good
indeed.
idea.
Hey,
Are you scared? Yeah. I'm just scared of my inability to play video games. It frightens me. Scared isn't quite right.
Makoto.
I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mystery surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. In Sayaka's honour, I swear I'll find out who the true killer is. As I raised my voice to try and give myself courage, I turned, trembling with anticipation, toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator when I finally stepped on. The doors closed and the elevator started to move. I'd hate to be on an elevator with like that many people as well. There's a lot of people. Oh, especially that kind of elevator. You can see all the things. The steel box descended with... The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds towards the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes. Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. Stop personifying the school. We're gonna have problems. You finally arrived. What do you think? Doesn't it just feel like a real courtroom? No. It's like a Hollywood movie set, right? Not even close. It's total shit.
Well now.
Okay, everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now, hurry up. We did what he said and found our seats. Message. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else, which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease onto anyone else. and you have a panic attack because of all the eye contact you're having constantly. You can't look away. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there, or stood. And so, the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defence, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Yes, sure. Just got in. Have I got any skills? I think I do. Increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during bullet time battle. Sure. Is there nothing else? Is that the only one? Sucks for me. Sure. I think everyone knows what's going on. I think we're
Let's
alright.
begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
I love how much less reading I'm going to have to do in this. Oh, it does it for me.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Oh, I miss your voice all the time, Makoto. You don't understand. He's got a really nice voice.
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
I'm not playing Mafia or like werewolves or something. That's not how it goes. It's not like close your eyes and then whoever's a werewolf, open your eyes.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick?
Put her between the two biggest people. Man. She's looking like quite intimidating for someone standing between two quite scary people, frankly.
What's going on with those pictures?
Oh, I forgot she died. Sketchy's there half the time.
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Fumi. Fumi.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Yeah, Monokuma, give us your bullshit reason.
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people.
You liar.
Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin!
It's about to begin the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Luckily, with this one, I think actually the trials get longer in every other game. They're like a lot shorter in this one. I think they're like really long. I think they're like 4 hours long in V3. Which actually is the only game in this series I'll be playing blind, because I actually have not done anything with that game. So that's going to be exciting. But with 1 and 2, apparently they're a bit different in length. So I'm going to get used to it. Because this isn't just about me, everyone's lives are on the line. First non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? I mean, yeah, actually, it's been a while. As things progress during each class trial, you engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim, then fire with left mouse button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. Okay. Good luck and have fun. We're gonna have so much fun. Right. Evidence for struggle. Oh, that's the only one I get. Okay.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know that part already. And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Oh, Christ. Let me just... I need to turn up the sensitivity. Again. Vertical speed. Thank you. That's a struggle to move around. Yeah, I know. I get it. Quick sidebar. If you're unable to spot or refute someone's lies or contradictions, the argument will repeat. Within a group of statements, some words will appear in a different colour to happen to notice. That represents a potential hole in a person's statement, a possible weak spot. These weak spots reveal important, though not always inaccurate, sections of a person's statement. Your truth bullets are only effective against these weak spots, so when you see one come up, take aim and fire, but only if you're sure it's actually wrong. Also, you can fast forward an argument by holding the control key. Well then, good luck and have fun.
I assert that the one who was murdered was...
Yeah, and the murder took...
In the bathroom. So it seemed the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No, that's wrong.
No, it's wrong. You got that wrong.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked.
I don't
With
think
the way
Chihiro
things
went in
had
there,
been
though,
damaged,
right?
I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
No.
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Oh, shut up. I'm Byakuya. I'm Byakuya, and I think I'm smarter than everyone. Shut up, Byakuya. I hope you die soon. I'm not going to. Well, I don't care. I can hope for it.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
Shut up. We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. Make your argument. Kitchen. Okay, I still only have one. It's exciting, isn't it?
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
No.
No, that's wrong. No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
Yeah.
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Yeah.
And if you look real close, I could totally see
I'm glad
that being
you
a
guys-
kitchen knife.
You guys get a little better at solving crimes after this, and you don't just go from a distance. That kind of looks like a knife. I'm not going to look any closer. It's not like really obvious.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us?
Shut
I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Thank you.
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
Oh, shut up.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
Of course she does. She's right. There's got to be some breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Sure. You can concentrate by holding down the space key. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge. If this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. The focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. I'm still not connected to the chat. This is really sad. Allie's the count.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon.
Yeah.
But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? You did it in secret, when nobody was...
No.
What's wrong?
You are incorrect.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Yeah, Hina.
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Sorry, still trying to connect. Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Calm down.
Okay, then what about this?
Uh-oh.
What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Yeah, sure.
Idiot swimmer girl?
That's so mean. Don't deal with that. Don't put up with that.
Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
So it's a stupid idea.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
I wish I could say yes.
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case!
I love it when he just gets frustrated. He's like, shut up. Just keep going. Oh my god.
Oops! Did I say that out loud? Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife, so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No, no way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
Yeah, it's your girl, Sakura. She's here to save your day, because she's best girl.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I love this pair of people. They're the best friends.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
No problem.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis. You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere
Sorry,
but the
Toto.
dorms.
Didn't
But
give
it
a
doesn't
fuck.
say we have to stay in our assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
In breathe. Fuck's
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility.
We know
Right,
who
Hina?
it is. We know
Oh,
who
yeah,
it
that's
is.
true.
There's someone
One other
that-
person did come to the
We
dining
know
hall
who
while
it
we were
is.
there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Someone who's not here. Are you talking about?
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall.
Bam,
And then later,
bam, bam.
she wound up dead.
Sayaka. Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was Sayaka.
I got it!
You
Then-
dumbass.
Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water.
And the person
Oh,
who
sorry.
took the knife was the victim herself!
Impatient fingers. Trigger happy fingers.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all.
Yeah, absolutely. Makoto the woman beater. 100%.
No, you're wrong.
So,
You can see it on the
that's
steps.
how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
If I don't do something, they're going to blame me for the murder. Well, they have been. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's going to die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say?
Thank you.
Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
You looking at me? Because I know. If as Hangman's Gambit is about to begin, would you like to hear more? I mean, sure, just with the controls, but I know exactly what the answer is. As things advance further in the class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the mouse to aim, then press the left mouse button to shoot the desired letters. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, if you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun. Something that should have been at the scene, but wasn't. That must be the crucial point. If we can just figure out what that something is. Hangman's Gambit. Yes, I know what it is. Where's an R? Come on. Oh, I was clicking it. Jesus. Don't make
Now
this
I
a struggle.
understand.
Now I understand.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
But her body's in the bathroom.
That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the
Yeah.
body itself.
That's a
not
lot
just
more
her hair.
psycho than her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Dun dun dun.
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Nuh-uh.
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I love at the start of this, she's like, you gotta solve this for yourself to, you know, grasp the fact that Sayaka's dead. And then she's like, I'll just do it for you. Useless.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Yes. The object the killer broke. Okay, give me a second.
I got it!
I got it.
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Yes, I can see chat now. Oh, it finally connected.
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
Oh no, disconnected. This is useless.
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then.
I'll just have to kick your ass.
Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Why not? From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is, not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You have to rely on your own logic and to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then, good luck and have fun. Make your argument. Bathroom door frame.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Yes.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Yes.
Then the killer ran after her.
Uh-huh.
And they got into the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Yeah.
Because Sayaka had locked it.
No. Oh.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
I should have concentrated.
To finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
Yeah, I know.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it. We already know the answer.
Okay, yes, I know. It's not because the door was locked. There's a different reason entirely. I know. I saw
The
it.
incident
I
took
went
place
for
in
it.
Makoto's room.
Sayaka was first, she then fled into the...
Then the killer ran after her, and they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
No.
No, it's wrong.
She didn't.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walking bathrooms,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky
Yeah.
student, right? But to have such a cruddy door... That's not lucky at all!
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The scene of the crime. They didn't know the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime they didn't know was...
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Shut up, pinhead.
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through!
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
Exactly.
That is a definite possibility.
Oh, shut up. I just don't like dealing with you.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
That's a bad idea, man.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
We're gonna die if we do that.
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
Hey, don't address her like that.
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
Yeah.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well...
Sorry.
I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then, maybe someone picked the lock?
Nope.
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular, because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sai could let someone in because... Is it just this? No. Oh, maybe it just is. Oh, what about this? No. I'll just put that there. Yeah? Is that it?
I got it!
Yeah.
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. If I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Yeah. Because she is Nick.
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
Because she's been lying to you, man.
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
It's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplate to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
That's sus.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
There's that note. Sayaka wrote it?
but why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Storm nameplates.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yes.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
Yeah.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
No, that's wrong.
No. Stop.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
Yes.
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Yeah, you too dumbass to do that.
Okay, then who did it?
The only other person who knew we switched the rooms was Sayaka.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
Something I want to talk to you about, just us two in 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates, make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then we just have to figure out what happened during the fight,
Yes.
right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt.
I got it!
I got it. Yeah.
All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
All right, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
I don't know why that made me laugh. I think he kind of reminds me he reminds me a bit of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. And what led to Sayaka's death, that's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? There's always more. You get used to these non-stop debates. Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. But only one of them will work. Blah blah blah. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll have damage. Q key to rotate. That's such a weird key. Press and release the Q key to cycle through each bullet. We can use the mouse wheel, which I don't have. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean, which is just straight rude. Well then, good luck and have fun.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt.
Maybe this one.
A sword-based sneak attack.
I don't know.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just went for it.
Shoot!
When the fighting broke out,
Yeah.
the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
I'll
And
listen.
that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, okay. I know what
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt.
Okay.
A sword-based sneak attack.
No, that's
I should have paid more attention there. Yeah,
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it! So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too! Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that
Her
makes this clear.
fingies. She ain't got nothing on her fingies.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Oh,
No, that's not it at all.
it's irrelevant. Don't be so defensive. There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because there's a certain regulation that talks about what happens to the bathrooms at night time. The water stuff.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Plus, if you're in the middle of being murdered, you're not bothered to wash your hands.
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Oh my.
Probably should.
You're no different. You smell like a big, fat, ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
It's an insult, my man. Big fat ugly, big fat ugly donkey. I won't see the ugly part, but being a big fat donkey is quite fun.
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
Nothing wrong without the sword. Yeah, sorry.
I got it! Sayaka? She had
Yes.
the kitchen knife?
We know
But
she had the kitchen
we
knife.
already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first,
Stabby.
and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Yes.
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
She was a bitch.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Like a bitch, and frame it on me.
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
Yeah.
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, where she was staying.
I mean, she was really going for it. She felt like she knew how to get away with murder. Impressive, to be honest, but still annoying.
And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto.
My screen has frozen. Why is my game frozen?
But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret.
Right. The game's frozen. No. No. Does anyone remember how far down it? Uh-oh. Oh no. My game is frozen. This is a nightmare. You're gonna have to give me a second. Oh no. Is it there? Oh, what? Okay. I'm so sorry about this. Well, I'll cut it off here, and yeah, I'll cut it off here, and then I'll probably come back tomorrow, and we can finish this. I would have finished it today, but it's done itself a bad, so. I'm froze. Oh, I blame Celeste. That's it, I'm blaming Celeste. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching this. Bye.